He woke up determined to bathe in blood and gore. Anthony wanted to play with his victims. I'd sit in his dungeon and watch with dulled horror as he dressed them, set them up for tea parties, and spoke to them. And when the decomposing bodies were ready for disposal, he said it was too easy to just drop them off at the morgue. He wanted to work. He wanted to chop them up and hide them like the serial killers in my podcast. And me, I just wanted to make him happy. It was wrong and nightmare-inducing. I wasn't sure if I was just so deep in my own disassociation that I couldn't comprehend what was happening, or if my love for him managed to defeat the odds and overcome the horror of it all. I didn't understand what triggered him. We were all just trying to navigate his moods right now. Anthony had always been this playful, ticking time bomb. But lately, I felt like I barely knew him. I grabbed my water bottle and took a swig. "Who are these guys?" I asked conversationally. Anthony liked to give the dead fake lives. I think it made the entire ordeal easier to handle. "Dylan was a banker," he replied, before walking over to me and grabbing the shovel from my fist. Anthony was too sexy for words. The dark jeans and black hoodie he wore were casual, yet form-fitting, and he'd grown more muscular the last couple of months. As usual, he had a beanie on his head and a smirk on his mouth. He liked to cheat on his wife with his business partner. She thought he was at poker night, but he was really poking Mr. Nelson in the ass with his tiny dick. I bit the inside of my cheek and grinned. Dylan sounds fun. He's great at parties. "Hey, you think you'll want to come to William's birthday party next week?" This conversation might have seemed strange to some, but I was used to Anthony speaking as if the dead were still here. He was haunted by lives long gone. I learned months ago that it was easier to go along with it. "We can send him an invite." "Does this grave have a mailing address?" I replied. He shrugged. "I think I have it in my address book." "And what about her?" I asked, while nodding at another body. "You don't remember?" he asked. "Bitchy Bertha was at the luncheon yesterday and had the audacity to complain about your egg salad sandwiches. We don't need that negativity in our lives, babe." Anthony started shoveling, and it wasn't long before he stripped out of his sweatshirt and black tank. His hot breath against the chilly air cast a deep fog over his skin, and my eyes drank in the sight of his sculpted body. Anthony Savella was an ache I couldn't soothe. The rippled muscles on his torso flexed as he flung dirt and shoveled deeper. I licked my lips, only slightly disgusted with myself. As he worked, I sat beside the pile of chopped-up bodies. It should have bothered me. Some days I prayed to feel horrified by what we were doing. But oddly enough, my humanity died when I fell in love. It was the price I had to pay for selling my soul to 3 monsters. Despite sitting in a field of fresh plots and staring at one of my psycho boyfriends, I found normalcy in the grotesque insanity of it all. Death, destruction, crime, and control followed me everywhere I went. Even now, I knew that Nick was sitting in a Range Rover a quarter-mile away, watching me. He rarely let me out of his sight these days, which made it difficult to have an equal relationship with his 2 brothers. Anthony, Nick, and William still fought over me, but Nick claimed me. He destroyed the competition. "Is your shadow still watching us?" Anthony asked, referencing Nick. He then scooped another pile of dirt. "What do you think?" I asked. Anthony had this habit of asking questions he didn't want the answer to. "These nights were supposed to be ours." "I think he's going to stop letting me come with you soon," Anthony grumbled, before kicking the wall of dirt in front of him with his sneaker. "He thinks I'm getting worse. Maybe I am." There was no denying that Anthony had experienced a shift in his personality. Part of me wondered if he was struggling with Vicky's betrayal harder than the rest of us. Before she tried to kill us all, they were very close, and Anthony was the sort of man to let his pain simmer. I first noticed that something was up 2 months ago when he stopped coming to breakfast with Grams. Then, he asked Nick to find him some land so he could bury bodies. Now everyone was scrambling to find traitors, rapists, and thieves for Anthony to play with. "You're not getting worse," I lied. Anthony didn't buy it for a second. "Nick wouldn't be worried about your safety if I was..."